This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. October 10th is World Mental Health Day, and this year we are saying thank you to therapists. BetterHelp therapists have helped over 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. That's millions of stories and millions of journeys. Behind each one of them is a therapist who showed up, listened, and helped someone take that next step forward. Moments in therapy, like asking the right questions, having a safe place to get emotional or cry, or small wins, they can change lives. This World Mental Health Day, BetterHelp is honoring those connections and the therapists who make them possible while showing how easy it is to get guidance from a licensed therapist online with BetterHelp. I've been doing therapy for over 2 years and I couldn't recommend it enough. It's helped me so much with relationships with my friends, families, even myself. It's helped me understand myself better, and it's just made for such a better life. It really has. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. And it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for live sessions based on over 1.7 million client reviews. This World Mental Health Day, we are collaborating with those therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off of their first month at BetterHelp.com/PFF. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PFF. The Houston Texans at the Baltimore Ravens, 44-10 the final score here. Texans win this one big. Houston's top 5 graded players that we had in this game: edge rusher Will Anderson Jr., a 92.0, cornerback Jalen Petrie getting 2 interceptions in this one, and a 90.3 overall grade. Linebacker Henry To'o with an 88.9. Defensive tackle Sheldon Rankins an 88.1. Defensive tackle Tim Settle an 88.0. Dalton, if your 5th ranked player still has an 88.0, you probably won the football game.
The crazier part about that set of guys, the Ravens officially only ran 40 offensive plays, which is nuts. I had to just throw away our 25 snap thing because Anderson played like 22. I think Settle was under that too. I just had to toss it for this game because almost nobody on the Texans actually got above 25 snaps. So I just had to go, okay, here it is, because the Ravens only ran 40 offensive plays. That's how dominant this game was.
CJ Stroud a 78.9. And then on Baltimore's side of things, their wide receiver Zay Flowers at the top of the list is the highest graded player, 79.0. Defensive tackle Travis Jones a 75.0. Cornerback Nate Wiggins a 71.8. Linebacker Trenton Simpson a 65.8. Defensive tackle Basil Okoye with a 74.0, and then Cooper Rush, who was starting for the injured Lamar Jackson, a 67.7. Dalton, you want to know what my stat that told the story is?
Sure.
Davis Mills played.
Good backup.
That's it.
I can appreciate
That's
Davis
my
Mills.
stat that told the story. Davis Mills played in this game, and it's not because CJ Stroud got hurt. That is the stat that told the whole story. The Texans whooped on them so bad that Davis Mills played, which I don't think anybody would have ever in their right mind could have possibly predicted for Texans-Ravens Week 5 in Baltimore when the season began. But it really was. This is rock bottom for the Baltimore Ravens. It has to be. Now, understandably so. I know the team afterwards is like, oh, we don't want to make excuses for injury. Go look at their injury list. It's an all-pro list. It's Roquan Smith. It's Ronnie Stanley. It's Lamar Jackson.
Oh, I just look at even.
Who else was it?
Matabike's out for the year.
Matabike's on IR. Kyle Hamilton.
Ronnie Stanley was out. If you
I said that. Okay. Marlon Humphrey. All of these guys.
I mean, I look at the defensive list here. This actually strikes me more than the injuries. Here we go. You ready for this? Here's their snap leaders. Here's the list of guys. Their top 7 guys in snaps on defense. All right. Malachi Starks, rookie. Teddy Buchanan, rookie. Ruben Lowry, undrafted rookie. Trenton Simpson was just benched a couple weeks ago in favor of Teddy Buchanan.
Redemption.
TJ Tampa, second-year guy who didn't play much last year. Nate Wiggins, second-year guy.
New era.
John Jenkins, 36 years old. John Jenkins played 53 snaps in this game. That's their 7. You just look at.
You're either a rookie or you're 36. That's
yes. Legitimately, that's where we're at now. I mean, but in all seriousness, even if Lamar Jackson gets healthy, where this defense is, this is even worse than their defense played the first half of last season. Last season, they were still pretty good up front, and the secondary was struggling, and they figured out the secondary. I don't know if they can figure it out on defense this time. Between the injuries, one, but even with Roquan in the last couple weeks, even with Matabike in, and Kyle Hamilton's obviously a difference maker, they're just not very good on defense. And this game, you could see the youth that was out there because just missed assignments and blown coverages and things like that. I mean, they just did not. They made a Texans team that outside of the fourth quarter of last week had been struggling badly all year. They made them look like the 07 Patriots. I mean, it was just – and actually the Texans, I should say too, my stat's kind of the same as yours. They scored on every drive that Stroud was in this game. 36 minutes of time of possession. This is the Houston Texans we're talking about.
36
minutes. The official play count gets me the most because it's 66-40. The Ravens ran 40 plays on offense. And for the Texans, this was their highest graded offensive game since their wild card win 2 years ago over the Browns. I mean, it's just the Ravens' defense over the
past. You want to know what their O-line grade was in this one?
Oh, boy.
The Texans.
The Texans. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
80.9.
Right.
Their season high before this was 66.
Yeah. I mean,
they didn't change anything. It's the same guys.
It's the type of game you're dealing with here, is that the Ravens at this point, right this minute, they're so depleted they pretty much can't win football games. But even when they get healthy, if they have even enough wins at that point, who's to say they're not 1-5, 1-6, 1-7, whatever's going on here now? If they're this depleted, they can't win. And I'm not sure they can win a whole lot with their defense. The last 3 weeks, not just this week, the last 3 weeks, they're easily the lowest graded defense in football. This is, I don't care if Lamar's in there or not. You can't make stops. Other than the Browns game, because they're the Browns, they haven't been able, they haven't been able to make stops. I mean, it's just one of those things where they haven't made stops all year. And right now we have no indication that they're going to.
Tyler yelled out, "Hey," so loud I thought the door was open to the production suite.
No, I'm not saying, the Browns, they are what they are. They're NFL Iowa. 17-14 every week, man.
Yeah, but isn't Iowa like 8-4, 9-3 every year?
They do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. They make you aware of their presence. That's the way I can put that.
Ravens offensive line in this great game. You mentioned even if Lamar comes back, I mean the Ravens offensive line. I know they didn't have Ronnie Stanley in this game, but 45.2 overall blocking grade, 49.4 run blocking grade in this one. Tyler Linderbaum is the only offensive lineman with an impact run blocking percentage in the double digits. Everybody else was single digits. Some of these guys had 0. It's just not good enough. Why would you want to throw Lamar behind this offensive line at this point? I will say, as we kind of move on from the Ravens, they're bad. They're bad. They're hurt. That's sort of the story here for Baltimore. Until they get more healthy, I don't know how much more evaluation we're going to get now at this point for the Ravens that are 1-4 on the season. Texans, I've complained about how bad I feel like they have been in the red zone. They were good in the red zone this week, and again, it's the Ravens, which we talked about. They're straight up not having a good time this season. But Texans 4 for 5 in the red zone in this game, 4 for 4 in the goal-to-go situations. I went back and I watched all the red zone snaps, and it just felt more cohesive this week. Now, obviously, it's easier to look more cohesive when the plays that you're calling are working, especially the run plays, because it felt like that's where they were really struggling in weeks past. Like for their game against the Buccaneers, I was very critical about how they called plays and their execution in the red zone. Well, they weren't really able to run the football because they weren't able to run the football because their offensive line couldn't get any push. So the Buccaneers were sort of just in their face the whole time they tried to run the football. So it was easier today because they had the ability, or it was easier yesterday, because they had the ability to do that. But I think that this is encouraging, at least. This is a confidence booster. Nick Caley feels better about who he is as a play caller and a play designer and everything in the red zone. And that is a big part of this Texans team. If they're going to build off of this moving forward, I think that's a tangible takeaway, is they actually were able to perform better in the red area, which I think is huge.
They were able to run the football. 2 weeks in a row now, They've had their best day of the year running the football. Woody Marks, Nick Chubb in this game was their leading rusher. Good to see him back out there healthy and doing some good things. So if they have some sort of balance and their offensive line plays reasonably well, then this Texans team can get back on track, especially with guys like Will Anderson dominating on their defense. I mean, even in short order in this game, 22 snaps, but he got 4 pressures. He had a 38% pass rush win rate. and only 7 run defense snaps, but he got a positive grade on 3 of them. So, I mean, look, there's no question about their defense. They just have to – now, days like this on your offense aren't going to come around very often, like to this level of dominance. But we have now seen it 2 weeks in a row. Just block enough people and have a little bit of balance, and maybe they scratch their way back into where the Colts and the Jaguars are right now in that division.
Mm-hmm. I think the most tangible takeaway from this one is I just think that it's a confidence booster for the Texans. And somebody in the chat was saying this as well, that Nick Caley, more creative in this game, more play action under center, felt like he was just making things a little bit easier for Stroud, which I think is important. And those are the building blocks that you really take away from this game after beating a Ravens team that's just sort of a shell of itself right now.